Julia Roberts, a celebrated American actress known for her captivating performances, was born on October 28, 1967, in Smyrna, Georgia, a charming suburb of Atlanta. Her diverse family background and early experiences played a significant role in shaping her identity and career. Roberts is the child of Betty Lou Bredemus and Walter Grady Roberts, and her ancestry is a rich blend of English, Scottish, Irish, Welsh, German, and Swedish heritage. This diverse mix of cultures undoubtedly contributed to the unique charm and appeal that she would bring to her roles on screen. In 2000, Hollywood star Julia Roberts and cinematographer Danny Moder crossed paths while filming their movie The Mexican. Roberts was starring opposite co-star Brad Pitt as his romantic interest, while Moder was working behind the scenes as a cameraman. Initially, both were involved in romantic relationships. Roberts was dating American actor Benjamin Bratt, and Moder was married to celebrity makeup artist Vera Steinberg. A year later, Roberts split from Bratt, and Moder finalized his divorce from Steinberg in 2002. They became an official item shortly afterward. In an effort to avoid unsavory narratives of their romantic timeline, during an interview with Oprah Winfrey, Roberts made it crystal clear that the two had made sure to close the chapters of their romantic relationships with their exes before getting together. Despite giving an account of only finding love with each other once their previous relationships were dissolved, according to an ex-close friend, Patricia Hilton, the pair developed feelings for each other while they were still seeing other people. According to her, Danny said there was no fighting what he felt for Julia, that he would have moved mountains to be with her. After they were intimate, it was clear they had to be together. Their relationship was further complicated because, allegedly, Roberts was still involved with Bratt at the time. At some point, many people had even thought that Roberts and Bratt would even end up getting married. Failing to ignore or hide her feelings for Moder any longer, in June 2001, Roberts decided to fly to Montreal, where Bratt was filming his movie Abandoned. According to sources, Roberts tearfully confessed her attraction to someone else to Bratt while there. Hilton said that Roberts decided to do so because though she still loved Bratt, she was no longer in love with him. After solving their dilemmas with their exes, Roberts and Moder finally got what they wanted and became a couple. Danny moved out of the home he shared with his ex-wife and into an apartment with his sister, J.Y.L. Moder. According to several reports, the Moder family did not take to Roberts. Apparently, out of his entire family, only his late mother, Patricia Ann Watts, was approving and supportive of their relationship. Wa's rationale behind supporting the new couple's love was based on the notion of life being too short not to live it how one wants to. A relative of the Moder family stated, her view was that life is tough, and she wasn't going to stand in judgment of the relationship. On March 22, 2002, Roberts was sighted by paparazzi sitting outside the Kings Road Cafe in West Hollywood. The Sleeping with the Enemy star was wearing a T-shirt with a print that read, "Aloe Vera." Allegedly, the T-shirt was making a statement about Moder's ex-wife because it was reported that his family liked her for him instead of Roberts. As reported by another close friend, the whole ordeal, offset by the cryptic message embedded in the T-shirt, had upset Moder's father, film producer Michael Moder, best known for Beverly Hills Cop and Crimson Tide. It had bothered him because he liked Steinberg, and she had remained close with the rest of the family as well. In an effort to form a bond with at least some members of the Moder clan, Roberts crafted a relationship with Moder's other sister, Jane Moder. She had even gone to visit Jane's daughter's second-grade class and chatted with her fellow classmates. Meanwhile, Steinberg added fuel to the fire when she alleged that Roberts stole her ex-husband. She also warned that Moder had cheated on her and that he'd do the same to Roberts. Steinberg was shocked to learn about Roberts' marriage to her ex-husband in a New Mexico ceremony just a month after her divorce from him was finalized. She said she would never be able to forgive Roberts for taking Moder away from her. The celebrity makeup artist bitterly added, "It won't last with her anyway. Julia Roberts will be looking for a new husband within a year. Danny has a roving eye. And he won't change." Danny's mother, Watts, tragically passed away at 59 years old from a heart attack moments before the news about Roberts and Moder's relationship broke. As a result of the timing and grief, many of Moder's family members blamed Roberts as the cause of Wa's death. They claimed that the involvement of Roberts in the collapse of Moder's previous marriage became too much for Watts to bear and had stressed her to no end. However, a close source came to Roberts' defense and denied the allegations because Danny's mom was, in fact, their only ally in support of their relationship. When it came time to plan for the funeral, an array of speculations started to swirl about whether or not Steinberg would make an appearance and, if so, how this would play out with Roberts potentially in attendance. An unnamed source had predicted that Steinberg would end up fighting with Roberts as she made it clear that she did not care for the actress. Moreover, the source claimed Wa's death took a toll on Moder and planted seeds of doubt on him, alleging, "He is distraught over his mother's death. He cannot help thinking that the fuss over his affair with Julia may have contributed to this. He is inconsolable." Despite all the speculations and allegations, Roberts attended the funeral with Moder in California. She had even paid for additional security to prevent the Moder family from being bombarded or harassed by the paparazzi. In the aftermath of Wa's passing, Roberts and Moder's union, and the Moder clan's disapproving attitude toward Roberts, the couple's relationship became very tense. Some reports stated that Moder had even begun to have trouble adjusting to Roberts' fame. It was alleged that Roberts herself had coldly told Moder to deal with it and accept that being in the spotlight constantly came with her as a package deal. Additional claims were made about Roberts making outlandish statements to her husband about how great of a star she is and how uninterested she was in his struggles. Tensions had reached an all-time high when Moder's dad remarried. Reportedly, Roberts was apprehensive about attending because of the strained relationships she shared with many of his family members. Sources claimed she went but was ignored by all of Moder's sisters, except for JYL, who, sources say, had confronted her. According to additional reports, Roberts and JYL have always had a relationship embedded in disdain for one another, and that many of the couple's fights have been over JYL. Apparently, whenever JYL would need her brother's help with anything, Roberts would come between the two and deny Moder from helping. Thus, it's reported that JYL has always felt that Roberts had taken her brother away from her. In the same vein, it's been said that Roberts felt JYL had been the one to leak certain negative information about her and Moder's relationship to the press as an act of revenge. Roberts and Moder's love has proven to be everlasting after overcoming the significant and often insurmountable, for some, challenges they faced throughout their relationship. To make matters worse, the couple's relationship had worsened because Moder insisted on keeping in contact with his ex-wife, which upset Roberts. Family friend Brian McNair reported, Julia was unhappy about Vera and wanted her gone. It became the same fight over and over again between her and Danny. However, reports said Roberts had expressed her determination not to let Steinberg come in between her and her spouse. Sources added that the Notting Hill talent even went so far as to say that she would be able to gift Danny a baby, which is something Steinberg could not do. Moder and Roberts have been married for 21 years this year and share 3 children, Hazel, Phineas, and Henry. The couple could not be happier with the loving family life they lead now. During an interview, Roberts boasted about how adorable their relationships are with their children while recounting one story she particularly found amusing. One of Moder's films was premiering at the Cannes Film Festival, and he decided to bring their daughter along. While getting ready, Roberts had FaceTimed her daughter, asking what they were up to, and the two went back and forth over her not wanting to wear eyeliner to the premiere. She highlighted her favorite part as being the sheer innocence of her child. For Roberts, though her dream of becoming an actress has been more than accomplished, it was not her only dream and she has never been consumed with it. When asked about what her other dream has been, she answered, "The life that I've built with my husband. The life that we've built with our children. And that's the best stuff, to come home at the end of the day triumphantly to them." Roberts uttered those words while promoting her film Ticket to Paradise with her longtime friend and fellow Hollywood star, George Clooney. The movie was filmed on location in Australia and required Roberts to be away from her family for 62 days, which she reported was the longest she'd ever been away from them. She made it through by writing letters to her family, which she said was a common pastime for her and her husband. In fact, Roberts mentioned that she kept the first ever letter he wrote to her, which was 7 pages long, stored away. The star also shared how she and her family loved making breakfast a family affair, especially her and her youngest son. In another interview with E! News, Roberts and Clooney discussed their movie and spoke about their real-life relationships. During the discussion, the co-stars were asked about what they thought the secret to a happy and lasting marriage is. When it came time to answer, both were in agreement. Roberts spoke first. "I always say the same thing, and I am sticking with it, even though I am repeating myself. It's making out. Lots of making out." For her pal Clooney, that's some pretty solid advice too. However, for someone who wed relatively later in life, said, "I just kind of have to look at it as I am the luckiest human being and then just appreciate that." Roberts and Moder's love has proven to be everlasting after overcoming the significant and often insurmountable, for some, challenges they faced throughout their relationship. Through all the accusations, allegations, and confrontations, they walked through the fire and made it out on the other side. They now enjoy a life of marital and familial bliss with their 3 children.
Chúng ta đã cùng nhau khám phá những câu chuyện thú vị và đáng chú ý về các ngôi sao hấp dẫn. Nếu bạn thích nội dung video của chúng tôi và muốn tiếp tục nhận thông tin mới nhất về các ngôi sao, đừng quên đăng ký, like và để lại comment ở phần bình luận bên dưới. Chúng tôi rất trân trọng mọi ý kiến đóng góp của các bạn để cải thiện chất lượng nội dung trong tương lai. Hãy chia sẻ ý kiến hoặc gợi ý, thắc mắc mà bạn có thể cho chúng tôi những thông tin chính xác hơn trong những video tiếp theo. Cảm ơn bạn đã dành thời gian theo dõi video này. Hãy nhấn like và để lại comment ngay bây giờ để chúng tôi biết rằng bạn đã thích nội dung này. Đừng quên subscribe kênh của chúng tôi để không bỏ lỡ bất kỳ thông tin hấp dẫn nào về các ngôi sao trong tương lai. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn trong những video tiếp theo. Chúc mọi người một ngày vui vẻ và thú vị.